What is human history? It is a record of the victors of power and purpose, evolution, the agricultural revolution, and so on. Most are at least vaguely familiar with these concepts. But what if it is not quite so simple? What if the stories of the ancients, tales of gods and angels, of giants and disasters, are more literal than they might seem upon first glance? Look closer, and an alternative history of the human race may be revealed, one which totally upends conventional knowledge and the history of power. This is an alternative history which has been censored out of human understanding, mostly forgotten or ignored, until now.
Was the Book of Enoch in this way merely reflecting and retelling the story of the Anunnaki? It is interesting that the most common example given of something completely unexplained by the cultural and social circumstances of historical record, that is to say, something the Anunnaki must surely have helped ancient humans with, are the Egyptian pyramids. According to the ancient Arabian historian Al-Marizi, these pyramids were built by a king named Sarid, who lived before the Great Flood. Incidentally, Sarid, translated into Hebrew, is Enoch. Consider elsewhere in the Book of Enoch, in a chapter in which Enoch bears witness to the secrets of the lightnings and the secrets of the thunder. Some have suggested this chapter is meant to illuminate the riddles of energy and electricity. Again, this relates directly to the Anunnaki, who many believe have been trying to reveal similar secrets to human beings through crop circles for some time. In our latest video called Crop Circles Contain Blueprints for Free Energy Devices, we talked about how in only the past few decades, crop circles have appeared across the world detailing complex mathematical equations, magnetic diagrams and motors, mechanical routers, and the field lines of an electrical charge, the work, according to some, of the Anunnaki. In fact, consider Enoch's description of his journey to meet the gods, while keeping in mind the UFO sightings which often accompany and complement these crop circles. "I was taken to a kind of floating palace," Enoch said. "It was huge, like carved glass. The floor had glass plates. Through the floor, you could see the stars we were crossing." With this in mind, one might wonder if the fiery chariot which took Enoch away before the Great Flood was not in fact an alien spacecraft. It may seem hard to believe that stories as mind-blowing as these, of Watchers and Anunnaki and Nephilim giants, stories which permeated ancient cultures for thousands of years, should be largely forgotten, the Sumerians erased from the pantheon of ancient civilizations, the Book of Enoch censored from biblical canon. However, given the way these stories fundamentally reshape human history and redefine what human beings are, their exclusion is perhaps no surprise. Yet maybe these stories were not, in fact, totally erased. Consider the well-known biblical story of Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden. Read it not literally, nor philosophically, but as an allegory. Read it metaphorically. God creates Adam to watch over the earth, much as the gods send the watchers to do in the Book of Enoch. From Adam's rib, God creates Eve. Adam and Eve procreate, representing the interbreeding between the watchers and human females. Adam and Eve are told they can eat anything they want in the Garden of Eden, except fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Of course, they do eat from the tree of knowledge, representative of the watchers bringing advanced technology and knowledge to human beings, which perhaps they were not mentally evolved enough to handle. Just as eating from the tree of knowledge provided Adam and Eve with the knowledge of God, so too did the Book of Enoch describe how the watchers revealed the eternal secrets which were preserved for heaven, which men were striving to learn. Reading the story of Adam and Eve this way, it is easy to see the parallels between it and the Book of Enoch. And perhaps that is just the point. Perhaps the people who wrote the story of Adam and Eve were simply retelling the stories in the Book of Enoch in their own way. Retelling the Sumerian story of the Anunnaki, as so many across religions and cultures had before them, inserting this crucial piece of human history allegorically into their own religious canon, so that these ancient records could continue to exist. What is human history? Is it that which is understood through officially sanctioned history books? Or is it something deeper, something more incredible, if perhaps forgotten? Maybe the answer has been hiding in plain sight the whole time.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.